Hello, hello, hello. Rammerspel, Jack of all trades, East Ends, Atuur, Mo Bobke, Martin, Sunny Ends. How is everybody doing? On this fine Sunday. Hello, Rare Studor Barbosu. That's a whole lot of name. Hello, Luca. Oh, that's set there on the spur. They aren't moving. Well, they're not expanding. No. Nope, nope, no. Adamans! What is up, my dude? So, let's check it out. So, we doubled. And as you can see, we still have a ton of brood in here. But they decided not to expand here and put trash in there. So, let's hope that they will expand when needed. They have been bigger before. They have been smaller before. Hello, Stino Visco. I'm good. By the way, Adamants, I have to give it to you. I'm working on some honeypot setups, and your honeypot setup is epic. It's clean, it's original, really cool. Hey, Jupes, is that a new logo? Okay. Well, first things first, I have a confession to make. I found out what my problem was with the grain mites. So, the problem with the grain mites actually was my red runners were infested. There were a lot in there, and I was spreading the food along the colonies, and that's where all the grain mites came from. So the solution is that I froze all my red runners. This kills the red runners, but also the grain mites. So most of the ants are now getting, well, it's defrosted now, of course, but they are getting defrosted red runners, but we got some crickets and some dubias. And as far as I can see, the dubias are clean and the crickets are fresh out of the shop. So, yeah. So, guys, that was probably the problem. So, they are still eating the hemp seeds, which is nice. They don't take all of them at once, but they seem to like it. Okay. Now I am just missing my main tweezers. That's funny. Oh, there we are. Yeah, its problem has been solved. Yeah. Thank you, Atu. Atu, back in the house. I'm gonna grab a bigger plate. An Excel smiley. By the way, guys, if you want to donate, use the Ko-fi link, please, because our friends from YouTube take a large amount of your donations. So if you want the money to go straight into new ants, because my YouTube money goes into ants, please use the Ko-fi link. So, the dubia time. A nice fat dubia. Well, I'm still looking for amatas. And I am also looking for another species. But I'm not gonna tell you that for a second. Do you have to buy new ants? I have bought some new ants already. I placed an order yesterday. So more on that later. So they are getting sugar water and a dubia. Can I see my small ones? Sure. A little bit later, but yeah. They're in the first cabinet, so it should be fine. Let's see if the ants, if the diversa are going to find them, and that we can get some trails going. Still a baby red runner on the seeds. You see it? First, I'm gonna do a few other colonies before I do leaf cutters, Luca. Because I have to charge my phone. I was a bit late with setting up my phone, so. So, shall we check out the harps? Do you feed all your colonies just once a week? No. I feed all my colonies at least twice a week. And some colonies daily. So, yeah. Depends on the species, what they need. And on the colony size, of course. So, the harps are doing epic. Lots of larvae, new adults, and this time, no males. So that's really nice. And the nice thing also is the isopods are still alive in the outworld. So that's working. There are less springtails, so probably the isopods ate the springtails, which is fine, because there's also less grain mites. And that was the whole point. So let's see if there's some red runners still crawling. Yep. Still a couple of red runners. Cool. There you go. So that means that we are just gonna water the nest a little bit. And of course, water the outworld a little bit. And we are happy again. Just as the harps. Happy harps. I really love this species. How do you keep dubias? In a large bin. We have I use the egg cartons. And yeah, you give them all kinds of vegetables. So they really like cucumber because there's also a lot of water in there. Ooh, guys. Trill. So they like cucumbers, but I also give them special chicken food that I got from the soil gecko. No, I got the isopods from the soil gecko as well. Trills! They are swarming that dubia. We really need to get the numbers up a little bit more. It's so epic to see. Okay, I'm also going to put some water into the gypsum here as well to get the humidity up a little bit. At least if the gypsum wants to take it, that's always the question. If you want to get your humidity up in your outworld, put some bye Luca. Just put some a little bit of substrate, a little bit of water, and the substrate will release the humidity over a longer period of time. And as you have a layer of gypsum in the bottom, it works the same. I did disturb the trail a little bit, which is fine. Okay, let's grab the first flex tower. I still love these things. So, out there, they are constantly staying in the starter, not in the tubes. But as you can see, we've got brood, we've got food, so I'm not sure what to do. I probably need to give them a little setup. So now the big question is, can I get some food in there? Get one out, get one in. How do you feed them like this? Fast. I'm not sure if they like it dry, to be honest. Ooh, shut up on stream. Well, maybe next week then. I have nothing prepared at the moment. And I'm backlogged on orders, so. Orders go first. Customer is king. Okay. Not a big challenge. Do I have everything? Yes. So, 1, 2. Okay, we have 2 escapees, but first we're gonna wait before we reopen. It's 1. I have 1 in the tweezers. Oh, sneaky bastards, there's 2. There's 1 over there. Do you see him? Do you see him? Where are you? Ooh. Get back in there. Yeah, there's 1 over here as well. It's not looking very good, boys. There you go. Got it. Okay. Wait for the right moment. Not sure if the right moment is going to be there. We got more tricks up our sleeve, so. Drum roll. There we go. Ah, I squished 1. Yeah, that one's doomed. Sorry. Okay, what else do we have? We have... Oh, this is our little flint. Oi, oi, oi. She has 1 larvae. Hello, Thundertube. Candy Tyrion. My daughters are into the Tyrion stuff. Oh, damn. Hello, Ant King. What is the name of this queen? This one is Chromatogasta scutularis. And they have made their tube so disgusting. But since they're not living in it, I can swap it out. I need to grab a tube. Tubey. I actually need to get new tubes. You caught some queens, Thundertube. What did you catch? And Universe End. Hello, what's up? Okay, let's Ja, I read it, Ramespril. You are the Campanotis guy. Okay. So, no ants in there. So that's easy. Damn. Disgusting. Now it's clean again. Nice. Okay. The only thing left. Pseudocolobopsis. Nice. They are also running a bit low on water, but they are not a Queen 2 broom setup. So that's a different story. I make notes nowadays of stuff that I have to do. And helping out these girls is one of those things I have to do. I think she's so pretty. Look at that color. And Sync Mania. It's a Dutch shop. Hello, European Ant Keeper. What's up? Are those mites, by the way? I don't see any mites in this setup yet, but I already said it before on the beginning of the stream. I found out that I had a mite infestation in my red runners, setup. So I froze all my red runners, and they are now. Oh yeah, the trash just one. Yep. Yeah, not much I can do about it. Well, if that one worker goes back, it's hard to do in this one. Apparently the red runners were infested, so I had to freeze all my red runners to also kill the mites. I can take it out if that one goes back. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see them. Let's I need to gently take the tube off. Oh, there's a lot of them in there. Way more than I expected. See them? So I got a Q-tip. The nice thing about grain mites is that they normally don't really go up to the eggs and the queen. They stick near the food. So there's actually one now running on the outside of the tube. That's good. Mites are annoying. I can breed my live food to avoid them, but yeah. I found a Formica queen, an unknown species. Cool. I am from Turkey. Well, I'm from the Netherlands. How is the Paraponera? She died. You caught 4 Tetramorium Chispitum queens. And you helped 30 queens. Damn. Okay. Whoa, they are really busy with the diverse. Okay. Let's continue with the smaller nests, I guess. So we got another flex started tower here. And you already see the seeds. Messy Barbarous. So that's cool. Can actually see that they've been chewing on the hemp seeds. Cool. Okay. Well, do they have water in the tube? Yes. Cool. Is Carabera diversa a hard species to keep? Well, it's important to have the temperature right. And after that, if you have a starting colony, it's okay. Okay, we lost our 2 workers. Why is that? They have food. Oh, 3 workers. What is wrong? That's still wet. Weird. Okay. Well, not much that we have to do here, so let's give her some more time. Okay, on to one of the big ones. Well, not one of the big ones, but Tetramorium. TCI lost all of my minor workers from my Fadoli notice. Now just have majors and a queen. That is a big problem. That is a big problem. Did they run out of water? Because then the minor workers go first. And if I was you, I would take a lot of the majors out of the nest. Do you need a lot of experience for the Metallicas? No, not really. Again, you need the right setup. Substrate, quite high humidity, and I have to be honest, I didn't get them as queen. I got them as a colony, so that's my my luck probably. But for me now, it's not been. They're not hard. I give them live prey, but I give them flightless fruit flies. And they do great. And yes, this is Tetramorium by Carinatum. Just an index. Okay. That's a bit weird because you should have normal workers after the nitics before you get mages. Okay. On to the next. And this should be a bigger Tetramorium. Adamello. We try to do everything in English so everybody can understand it. But I'll translate it. Count the ants do a prediction for the Dutch soccer team this evening. Well, these ants are orange, so I guess they are saying that we're winning. And they are storming the tube. This colony is actually gonna leave us probably pretty fast. I had a conversation with somebody that wants to grow this colony. So, yeah. Completely forgot. The game is tonight at 10, right? So I have to hurry with feeding. We are going to play against Japan. Guten Tag, meine Freund. What do the ants eat? Well, this colony is getting red runner and some sugar water. But again, this is going to be a tricky one. At 21 they start. Well, in the Netherlands it is at 10, so at 22. This colony should be a nesting. Yeah, they need a nest, but bye, Ramaspril. Hope you get better soon. These ants are gonna go to another ant keeper, so I need to leave them in the tube as long as possible so that I can actually ship them. Julian, I finally don't need to deliver pizza. I can finally watch you live. Whoa, welcome, dude. So, let's get some food in there. Yes, I am not taking the old one out because, well, there's quite a few of them. Do you recommend bicarbonatum? Okay. The nice things about Tetramorium bicarbonatum, they grow fast. They inbreed. They are active. They can swarm. I think they're pretty ants. The downside, they are small. They inbreed. They are escape artists. They consume quite a bit of food, but would I recommend them? Yeah, I would. Yeah. And I know that you're not a starter, so yes. To a starter, I would say get a few other species before you take these ones. Because they need some special attention sometimes. You lost your major. Oh, that sucks, dude. To be honest, guys, my Nodus colony is gone. Right after all the miners died, really after the queen, the miners started dying and the mages as well. So I decided to put the last ones in the freezer. Yeah. What species is the best to start with? Well, Adamello, where are you from? I guess you're also from the Netherlands. Lasius Niger is a really nice one. It's a slow one, but they're tanks. So there's not a lot that you can do wrong with them. Amsterdam. Yeah, Lasius Niger is an easy one. They also don't really need special temperatures and stuff like that. Another easy one I'll show you, which is a little bit bigger. It's not native, so they need some heat. Lasius Niger, not with a C, with an S. But the rest is correct. Lasius Niger. I'll show you them in a second. So this is Camponotus nicobarensis, which is also a nice starter species. As you can see, there's also a mite in there. Damn. But these guys need some external heating because they come from warmer areas. So, but these are a bit bigger, grow pretty fast. So, yeah. Nicobarensis. Amsterdam. There's 2 Dutch shops that I would recommend for ants. Of course, if you want to buy a setup, thecraftingant.com. But check out Ants Inc. Mania or check out antmerchant.com. Camponotus nicobarensis. Yeah. You started with Tetraponera. Okay. If you want more information on them, the Lasius Niger, there's a care guide you can find on the channel. Same for nicobarensis. Sadly, my acorn ants colony has passed away. I had Temnophorax nilandri, but they are no longer with us. Ladies and gentlemen, put your sunglasses on. Brightness alarm. So, this is Lasius Niger. Adamello. And these are also known as the common black ant. In Dutch, they are also called de zwarte wegmier. So they are actually the ones that are under your sidewalks. And you see them walking around. So this is my daughter's colony. She caught her in last September. And she's booming. And of course, when I caught her, or when she caught her, she came in and was like, Dad, I want a pink setup. Well, I'm not going to say no to my daughter, so pink setup it is. And then she said, I want a unicorn in the outworld. Again, what can I do? Oh, we had one ant on there. Get out, buddy. Okay, I'm going to get you with the tweezers. There you go. Hey, Methuselahs. The workers seem to get bigger. Well, they are growing pretty fast, to be honest. I'm really impressed with this colony. And my daughter is taking great care of them. TCA, what is your story and how did you start? And how did you get where you are right now? Whoa, that's a long question. I explained the story a couple of times already in the subscriber videos when I had got to a certain point. But yeah, I was sitting at home in January 2024. Well, actually in December of 23, but I got my first ants on in January 2024 because I saw Ant Hulver with a nest and I thought, well, I can make a nest with my 3D printer because I was already 3D printing. So yeah, I ordered some ants. Then I started 3D printing a nest for it, and then from one nest I made a bigger one, and I made a bigger one, and the whole thing I filmed. Everything went onto YouTube. And at a certain point, my nest started to take shape, but it was still for me, for my own use. But then, yeah, I got a lot of questions about the nests. Like, where are you selling them? Where you got them from? And so at one point, I just, yeah, decided to open my shop. And yeah, I also was lucky that I started in the time when Hulver, Hood, and England and Zumeta were all very active. Also Tuga ants. And yeah, I joined Hulver in live streams, and I did some live streams with Tuga ants, and so the community actually helped me to grow a lot. And yeah, that's the same thing that I try to do now. So I try to help young YouTubers by naming them and by yeah, give them attention. What are your hopes for your shop? Well, to be honest, my shop is doing really, really well. I'm a house dad, so I do it in the hours that my daughters are at school. And yeah, it's going really well. It takes me a couple hours a day, so yeah. No, I've been in the hobby now for 2.5 years. Yeah. But everything went really fast at the beginning. And everything kind of happened at the right time. So I was a bit lucky. I'm also a little bit older, which helps because I had some funding. Can you feed Carberta versus egg? Yes, you can. Said that Hulver stopped posting. Well, Hulver is still a media guy, but as an electrician. Meet Beastly. Beastly is our Camponotus vagus. And since we put her in the gypsum, she has exploded. In a fridge, for how long is sugar water fine to give to ants? Depends on the supplier. But if you make it yourself like I do it sometimes with powdered sugar and water, or you can actually smell it when it goes bad. There's two things you will see. You will see flakes inside of the bottle, and when you open it up, it doesn't smell really sweet anymore. But if you do it with water and powdered sugar, it's actually really cheap to make. So I keep it for like a week. Are you going to watch football soon? Well, the football is in 1 hour and 15 minutes. So we got time, guys. We got time. Hello, Pauline White. Welcome to the channel. I do not have Dino Panera Gigantea. No. And we sadly lost our Clavata and Piriformis, and I bought a new Piriformis, but we're gonna leave her alone for now. Do you use heat mats or only cables? That's a tricky question because I use a whole cabinet. I'll show you in a second. I need to check the battery on my phone. And a little bit, I'm going to do the tour of the leaf cutters, and I will show you my setup. I'm considering starting something of a channel myself, but I keep postponing it. I'm keeping a few badly documented species and thought it would be fun. Well, the only thing I can say, Julian, is just start. Just start. And if you want to see how bad I was, look back at my first videos. You keep learning every episode. So, yeah. You know now that I'm here, I'll feed my ants too. Cool. Why do you use powdered sugar instead of normal sugar? It dissolves easily in water, and it also doesn't solidify that fast. 3D printed nest versus gypsum for Carabera diversa messer. Gypsum always. Always. Doesn't matter what species. I used to sell mesh nests, but I stopped selling mesh nests. Mesh nests are not made for ants. The only 3D printed nests that I have at the moment are for the leaf cutters, but that is a completely different story. Yum. Okay, one more colony and then we're going to do the leaf cutters. And the last colony is Rita. Yum. And Rita is about to explode. Well, about to explode. She already exploded. Tokar. Rita's colony is doing epic. There she is, Rita. Remember that she had one chamber? Do you have some experience with polyrachas? Yes and no. I had a starting dives colony, but they died really fast. And then I decided not to get them again straight away. I am looking to find Polyrachus amata. That's probably number one on my wish list at the moment. Polyrachus amata. The nice spiky ones. Don't they need more room? No, not yet. A lot of people think that ants need a lot of room, but it's not true. That's not true. Give ants too much room and the growth will stop. I would love to grab the other smiley, guys. Can you please get off the orange and green smiley? Thank you. I just got dives and they're eating like crazy. Dives have a really healthy appetite. That's true. But they don't have any brood. Give it some time. This species is Camponotus sp. And we used to say that they were irritants, but we are not sure at the moment. Dude, look how many are on the sugar water. And I think that's a good moment for me to take a little sip as well. Can ants learn tricks? Well, ants are pretty primitive animals. Well, insects. So can you let them sit down and stuff like that? No. But some ants are smart in finding ways around setups and finding different ways to escape. But is it really being clever or is it being persistent? That's the real question. Should I give sugar water to my Lasius niger colony in a dish or with cotton? Lasius niger are okay swimmers. So they can get out of sticky situations with like a drop. But I made these drinkers especially for that. So you have the glasses. So this is where you put the sugar water. And they are not able to drown in this because they have room to, well, grip the edge. They're called the micro smileys. I have a prick colony of irritants and look the same. The problem is that from the same area where this colony came from, there are 6 or 7 species that look very much alike. So that's why it's tricky to identify the right species. So, yeah. Okay. It is time for the Lundies. So I'm going to change the camera stand because I'm also going to put the Carabera back into the cabinet. And I need to change my my camera stand for that because the colony is getting, the setup is getting too big. So, going to move you guys around a little bit. You can take a peek at the Lundies already. Come on. That's better. And I'm already sure that you guys are going to say, there's ants running around in the setup, or outside the setup. Yes. Yesterday, I donated more fungus to a guy that needed it. But when you open up the setup, there are going to be escapees. And I collected most of them, but some are still running around. It's fine. They're not going out of the cabinet, so. Okay. Let's start on the other side. I am not sure if these guys like the hemp seeds. Whoa, what is happening to the stream? Is the stream okay for you? It's looking very rough on my screen. Okay, so I gave them some of those hemp seeds and bramble, but the colony is slowing down. As you can see, there's not a lot of leaves going up. So I didn't really trust it. So this is the rose outworld. I put some bramble in there, and they are cutting the bramble in this colony or in this pod. So it might be because of the hemp seeds. I don't know. We follow the line. We have some brood here and there. A ton of workers. Meow. Meow. A lot of rose leaves. Meow. And there we go. Into the trash pot that I emptied out a few weeks ago. They are filling it up fast, really fast. Then we have pot number 1, pot number 2, and pot number 3. And look at that brood, guys. More brood in the corner over there. So, the Lundys are looking good. Oh, and how do I heat my ants? Well, this is my cabinet. And I have 2 of those. And I heat them with big heat mats in the back. You can also opt to go for heat cables. But I like heat mats because, well, I think they look better. And they warm a bit slower. So it's easier to control. And it's only 40 watts of heating. So, yeah, works great. Okay, gonna put you guys over here. A bit crooked, I know, but... come on. That's better. I am going to grab the Texas bullet ants. Holy, they are huge. Yes, yes. It is by far the biggest colony that we have at the moment. Okay, let's change the position of the camera mount. There we go. Okay. Live feeding warning, yes, but first we're going to check out the cigars. And there's a couple. How many ants are there in the big colony? I estimated 10,000 plus. That was actually last week's video. My 10,000 plus leaf cutter colony. So these are our Neopanera philosas, Texas bullet ants, hairy panther ants. But we also call them the cigar factory. Because, well, they make tons of cigars. Hey TJ, I just look at my notice and a major died and a minor arrived to save the colony. Well, that's cool. That's nice. Nice, nice. Okay. Same as last week. Let's see if we can clean the outworld a little bit. So I'm first gonna... Hey, it's Sadie, ladies and gentlemen. Queen Sadie has entered the building. And we didn't even do the Coentatus yet. Woohoo! With how many ants did you start? And how old is the colony? Well, I started with Elijah's Niger, but I made a big mistake with that one. So they are no longer here. After that, my oldest colony is probably the Camponotus vagus. So Beasley, there was the full black queen that we saw a little bit earlier. I really want ants, but my parents won't allow it. Yeah, not much I can do about it. So, Sadie, are you completely recovered from AntCon? I saw the video today from, oh, I forgot his name. Was it Ant Madness? Ant Madness, I think. He made a nice video on his channel about AntCon. By the way, live feeding coming in. All good here. That's good to hear. I can imagine that preparing for AntCon can be quite stressful. Jack from Ant Madness. Yes, I like this video. Guys, check out Jack from Ant Madness. I saw that he only had like 25 followers. That guy needs some more followers. Come on. It was so funny. In the video, he jumps in his car, and I'm just like, dude, you're on the wrong side. Are you going to AntCon 2027? Nope, because there's no AntCon 2027. They are going to skip a year. He's new to YouTube. Yes. But we need to help our starting friends. I just heard we're not doing it wrong. We are not doing it wrong. The whole world is on the right side. On the left side in the car. But yeah, I was just explaining how I got into anting and how I got my channel to where it is. And I said I was just lucky, but also because I was supported by a lot of people like you and Jake and Oliver and yeah, hello Ant Madness, that's the one. Check out his channel and give him a like and a subscribe. Bye, European Ant Keeper. Good luck with your nodas. Ooh, I just scooped out a Neopanera. I'm gonna put them back. If there's a Lashes Niger running around in my room, I'm not too scared. And also not a leaf cutter, even though they can bite. But a Filosa, meh. They might need a bigger outworld. I might be working on something for a bigger outworld. But these ones are not the first ones that are gonna receive a bigger outworld, but this is one of the cooler colonies though. Okay. Took a few big scoop out of there and put them in the background. And let's grab some Camponotuses. First up are 5 Queen Nicobarenses that are actually pumping out some brood now. Nice. We needed that. They might be getting a nest upgrade soon. Nice. Oh, there's one queen over there. She got kicked out of the nest probably. That's a bad sign. There's always a discussion. Are they polygyne or monogyne? Or are they pleo? I don't know what the full name was for pleo. But it means that at the starting stage they can be polygyne, but when the workers arrive, they become monogyne and will fight for a place in the colony, at the head of the colony. And for instance, Lasius Flavus does that. Come on, little worker, get off. There we go. Does it work with a 5 queen? To be honest, it's not going faster than the 1 queen. I thought that more than 2 queens. Well, you can have a dominant queen and several non-dominant queens, but it's not like it will grow 5 times faster or anything like that. Pleonasm, yeah, probably. I just called him mono, poly, or pleo. Every Sunday at 8. Thanks for joining, Adamello. By the way, we also have a Discord channel if you want to talk again. We got an escapee! Run, Forrest! Gotcha. They can stay together and mix work, etc., but the queens usually branch off to their own location in the nest. That's when you usually see them all start. They all start laying and not just a dominant queen. Okay, cool. Well, then we really need to get them a bigger setup because, well, there's just a lot of them in here. So we might need to upgrade them. But first, they are getting a drink. Same as me. I'm talking too much. I need to get somebody back into the live stream so that I don't have to talk that much. Okay, on to the next. So, for the ladies, what do you guys think? Which colony are we looking at? What is it, Sadie? What colony could this be? What do you think? Is it Queen Sadie? I tried it before, Sadie, to get Martin into the stream, but he says, nah, I just want to be a moderator. Could it be the goat? Well, the goat needs a new water tube. What happened there? It's all yellow. Now I have Coldplay in my head for the rest of for the evening. Clean and organized. Sure, clean and organized. Yeah, it's a real ladies' nest. But she is looking good though. Do you have big-headed ants? Nope. Not anymore. Our colony of Fodoli nodas has sadly passed away. It's all in a pile compared to the Nikos. That's true. Okay, I'm gonna make a drinking tube real fast because I don't like the yellow water. Oh, Sadie. I'm still looking for Amata. I saw a colony, but they were just so overpriced. There we go. Would you get... for now, I had Fodoli Nodus. I had Polydula, which I also sold. No, at the moment, Fodoli is not on the wish list. Ah, thanks. Yeah, I saw them in France, but the guy was asking a lot, and it was a little bit shady. Still got your green weaver. Aww. No, I found her dead yesterday. Yeah. Yep. So I might have bought a new one already. Overland, do you have Atta or leafcutter ants? Well, yes, we have a 10,000 plus Aquamurmex Lundy. Well, to be honest, Sadie, I messed up because I heard all the comments. I think it was even from you that she needed a height and space and stuff like that. So I was preparing a large outworld, and then I wanted to grab her, and she was dead. Yeah, off the floor. Yeah. Hey, Antimatters! By the way, guys, if you want to see another really good YouTuber, check out Antimatters. You can see him going ant hunting in Devon. I really enjoyed that, Jake. I was really enjoying that video. And by the way, guys, a new ant podcast by Antimatters and what's his name again? Bugsy Bugs? Jake? Billy Ants, yeah. New one coming soon, filmed yesterday. Nice. I really enjoyed it. It's fun. So, podcast by Antimatters and Billy Ants. Little Billy Bugs. Bugsy Bugs. I'm sorry. Do you know how many ant names I see on a daily basis? And people are pissed like, you don't know my channel? I follow around 150 ant channels. What is your dream ant species to keep? Well, I have a lot of dream species already. I still would like to add Polyrachus amata. Okay, one of the dream species is this one, Neopanera filosa. Yeah, I would love to join, Jake. Just give me a shout out and I'll be there. Well, Overland, this was one of my dream species and I have them now. And yes, the nest is metallic green because the ants are metallic green. These are Retidopanera metallicas. And I really love them. But look how they are doing. Such an epic colony. They are really, really the most beautiful ants that I have. The sad thing about them is that they are pretty small, but the colorations on these ants are just whoa. They really do look amazing, Mobobka. And on maintenance, yeah, they need substrate. You can see that there's some springtails running around. They eat fruit flies, which I should add a few. But yeah, one of the most beautiful was the time these were my absolute dream species until I saw Poly Epsilon. Yeah, you should try to keep Carabera diversa. You missed half of the stream because they were in the background half of the stream. Because I have a Carabera diversa colony. Okay. Time for some fruit flies. Marauder ants. Yeah, Carabera diversa. Asian marauder ants. So no crickets for them. Well, they take pre-killed food, so you can give them small crickets. But fruit flies are better. Army ants or driver ants? I haven't. Okay. Bullet ants. I had a Paraponera clavata, but she died last week, sadly. Oh, fuck me. No, guys. She's on her back. What the hell is happening, man? So, she is still moving, though. When it rains, it pours. She is still moving. No. My air conditioning was working the whole day. Yeah, but I don't want to take the lid off because then I'm going to stress her out a lot. Okay. I'm going to open up the nest. By the way, trick, guys. If you want to open up the nest, Take 2 bolts out, and the other bolts you just have to open a few twists, and you can just pop it out from under the bolts. Oh, she's trying to stand up. It's not looking good, guys. Yeah, I'm just gonna put a drop of sugar water right in there. Do I have a really small plate or something? Crap. It looks like she's just exhausted. One second, I'm gonna grab a piece of tin foil. So guys, if you ever want to make something small to feed with, just grab a piece of tin foil. Yeah, she's not using her back legs probably. Okay, I'm gonna close her up again. There's a lot of sugar in there. She was the only survivor out of 4. So we got 4 queens. No. She had some sugar water in her outworld before. Okay, I am going to put her back into the Viv to give her some peace and quiet. At least she's not on her back anymore. Okay, time for some better news then. Do you have fire ants? I have some incoming. Meow. Look at this. Woohoo! We added a big nest. Surprise! Well, I didn't give her a lot And she didn't take it all. Do you have pavement ants? What's the Latin name? Because pavement ants can be seen as a lot of different ants. What is the largest colony you have? Acromyrmex londii, 10,000 plus. Tetramorium immigrants, Lasius niger, Fidodipolydula, all count as pavement ants. Exactly. So did I miss the tetra? These are the tetras. These are the tetras. Tetramorium bicarinatum. Hey, Lindsay. All good. Glad you're back, Lindsay. Studying is the most important thing to do, so good for you. But it's nice that you're back. Let's give them something to drink. What is a species that you don't have but you really want to keep? Polyrachus amarata. Knowing is 1, studying is 2. Lol. But it kept escaping. Then you have the wrong setup. They are drowning in the feeding corridor. Oh, yeah, I overwatered a little bit. Well, they're not drowning yet. There's a little bit of water there, but it's not that bad as it looks. See, they're still running. Do you have flying ants? Slightly moist. Yeah, slightly moist. Do you have flying ants? Flying ants are mostly ants from nuptial flights, which are princesses that become queens. Now, it is easy to get a split off, by the way. I forced them all into the tube. How to get a split off? Flood the feeding corridor. The funny thing is that they are going to fix this in like a half an hour. They'll fix it themselves. Okay, it's going to rain some red runners here because I can try and keep it all needy, but they're tetras. Tetras be tetras. All these are pre-killed anyway. So Jake City, I had a huge mite infestation, and I finally found out what it was. It was the red runners. So I froze them all, and I got some crickets for the live feeding, and the rest are getting frozen red runners. You want to know what species I've been wanting to keep? Sure. The Odontopanera denticulata are doing great. I'm missing them, to be honest, Flo. I'm missing them. They are really an epic colony. Yeah. So I decided to just freeze all the red runners that I have. So all the mites and red runners are dead. And I can just defrost the red runners that I need. And I bought some... some crickets. Freezing seems the way to go. Yes, it does. Yep. Let's grab the next colony. Should we go with another inbreeding species? Let's grab the monomorium. Do you have any tips on how to keep cataclysmic notice? Nope. I never had them. Good to go. Bye. Bye, Flo. Flo is one of the... He's a lucky guy. He already won 2 giveaways. Ooh, they're almost out of water. Okay, first up, let's check the brood. That's a lot of brood, dude. Do you have any trap jaws? At the moment, nope. Are they on the list? At the moment, no. I am keeping so many ants. And I have a couple of projects that I want to do. Say the honeypots, damn it. Say Polyarchus amata, damn it. Say Polyformis, damn it. So no, all the ants that I want to keep at the moment for nesting and stuff like that. Yeah, it's not going really well. What monomorium is this? Subnudus. Monomorium sapacum. Sorry, sapacum. So I want to try and clean a little bit. But it's so tough with these guys. So I'm just going to scoop all the stuff into one corner. And everything. They glue everything to the floor. The disgusting buggers. Even the drinker is stuck to the floor. Why, guys? Why? You want monomorium? You want this one with a bow tie, or with a nice red tie around it? To be honest, I am not that enthusiastic about them. Okay, I'm not even gonna try and grab that drinker. I'm gonna get a quick new one real quick. That's the nice thing about having a shop. I've got supplies. The shipping is the problem, especially with this setup, Sadie. Lifted some trousers and there's 200 workers. From what? Do you have some messer? Not asking for... Well, the barbaras are coming, but I don't have any other messers. No. Have you ever tried keeping macro terms? No. Termites? No. Have you been watching Borat? No. Why Borat? Fusca got out bloody plants grew. Yeah, that's Fusca for you. Okay, let's get these girls something to eat. The accent that you keep doing. Am I doing an accent? Well, to be honest, I'm not going to keep termites for now. For the simple reason, I am making stuff for ants. So that's my focus now. Will I someday keep termites? Maybe, but there's still some challenges left in the ant world. So like honeypot setups, weaver setup, stuff like that. So, yep. All good, Sadie. Monomorium. What is that in the corner there? Is that eggs or dust? What is it? Some larvae there, but I don't think it's eggs. Do you have any honeypots currently? Well, we just were looking at my my honeypots, and she was on her back, which doesn't really look good. So I might need to go shopping again tomorrow because I'm developing a honeypot nest. So if anybody in the neighbor in the Netherlands or in Germany has a nice honeypot colony for sale, hit me up. Show her again, please. No. Scroll back in time because I'm not going to disturb her now. I want her to stay alive and not be stressed because we stressed her enough just now. Okay, next up, let's grab the one queen Lasius flavus because last week we found a dead queen, decapitated. And that's the thing that we were talking about, that Lasius flavus can actually start as a multi-queen colony, but mostly end up with a one-queen colony. And there she is. The other queen is no longer. And the colony is looking good. It's funny, this is one of the first gypsum nests I made. Lasius flavus. I'm still waiting for them to fly in the bottom. Yeah, I have them in my back garden in the grass, but the weather has been against me the last few days. Because I would love to capture some bulldog ants. But that's actually a weird name, bulldog ants. You mean bull ants. And I have one bull ant. I have Myrmecia poriformis. And you guys haven't seen her because, well, my last poriformis died. So we got a new one. Should we take a peek? I have a flavus in my garden, but no real flights. Last year we had some flights. And I caught a couple of queens, but I gave them all away. And afterwards I was like, I should have kept some. Well, Martin, I need to feed her anyway. She has been alone for a couple of days, so I need to check anyway. So, yeah. Do you have a PC? What do you mean a PC? Personal computer? Of course I have a personal computer. I have a whole humongous setup. Why? O in parapanera clavata. I kind of don't want to watch under the foil because it's been such bad weeks now. Well, here goes nothing. Oh, the shit. The cotton came out. She's alive with her 2 larvae. Nice. Okay. Well, I game, but I don't play Empires of the Underworld. No. So I'm gonna make a new tubs and tubes setup for her. The same as we did with the last Poriformis. The larvae is already checking out the red runner that I put right next to her. That's so cool. No, are there mites in the tube? Okay, that means I need to clean the tube before I put it in the tubs and tubes. Damn it. The larvae is already eating. Whoa. Yeah. So. Yeah, I see a few mites walking around in there. Overland, when I have the time, I play Rust. Okay. Oh, happy to see that she's alive. Whew. So, I was thinking of doing a test with the scuds because they didn't want to go into a nest or do anything, and all of a sudden, boom, they're in the tube. Because I actually wanted to add this nest. Cork. I need an ant species to test it, and I know that the scuds will actually destroy this nest, which I think is funny. So yeah, gonna add those later probably. But the funny thing is that they wouldn't move. But I just waited until the Bioverland, until the water was empty in both tubes, and then they had to move. Mesobarbarus, yes, coming up. Mystic Slither. So they need some food, but of course they're already on the lid again. But I want to change this setup, so I'm not doing anything special with it at the moment. And if there's one species that would kill mites on the spot, it's these guys. They are on it. You gotta love them. That's the only cool thing about them. They're gases. Look at them happily jumping around. So they are also called Valentine's ants because of the heart-shaped gaster. And they also are called scorpion ants because when they get angry, they put their gaster above their bodies and they can actually shoot formic acid with it. So yeah, do you also have hybrid ants? No, I don't have any hybrid ants at the moment. Chromatogaster scutularis. So I need to check how many ants do we have left. We have one more colony after this one, and that's the Mesobarbarus. And then we are done for today. Okay, I'm gonna put you back to the Philosas. So they have started to use the old nest as a seed storage, which I think is very cool. And then I think we're gonna have some majors incoming because there are some. Whoa, there's a big major over there. Is that the queen? What? No, that's not the queen. What was that? Huh? That was a very skinny major. Did you see that? We got some really nice ones, but there's also some weird ones. That's the queen. They really don't like vibrations. And light, but mostly vibrations. So, putting the lid back on. We got some majors incoming. Back into the tube. And then a very disgusting outworld. Does red work for Mesobarbarus? Does red work for any ants? I think it calms them down a little bit. But it's kind of the same for all ant species, I guess. Water! There is water. Don't worry, there's water. Water. So, yeah. Okay, guys and girls. What species is this? This is Messer barbarus. So I'm going to have one more surprise for you guys. Let me grab the camera. And the surprise is that my hair's gone. Yeah, I got a haircut. I was done with my hair. So, yeah, thank you all for joining. As always, don't forget to check out Antimatters. The Devon hunt was really cool. And also check out his new podcast. That was cool. That was really cool. Ant Madness is a really nice channel to check out. Adam, is your shop back online? Else check out Adam's Ants. He has a really epic setup for honeypots. I really like the idea. I don't like round outworlds. I think it's a disadvantage, but the concept is epic. Also, check out Sadie's channel, of course. And yeah, I'm working on a couple of videos, but that's going a bit slow. I'm working on a honeypot setup, but that's not looking good at the moment, so I might need to check out if I can find a colony somewhere. I'm also working on a weaver setup, but my green weaver also died, but that's going to be fixed this week. So yeah, check out the Discord. There's going to be some updates this week. Martin, of course, always helpful in the stream. Guys, give a shout out to Martin. Check out Martin's Instagram. He posts on Instagram a lot. So yeah, you should make more how to keep videos. Yeah, I might do so, but to be honest, I have a lot of orders, and that's a good news. And yeah, that makes less time. Yeah, that's the big issue. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Thank you all for joining, and I'll see you next time at the Crafting Ant.